There was like this human figure, goat-shaped head with ram-shaped horns.
I don't believe that there is anything really good up there. I think it's all a little bit more on the negative side.
Whether it's intelligent or residual, we're not really sure.
There's been so much paranormal activity that's been captured here inside this house.
We do have a portal in the house, so you're not getting just the entities that have passed away in the house. You're getting multiple entities that come through the portal as well.
Are you serious? What?
3 children. They all have black eyes.
Ooh, I have chills. Like, it is so cold over here, dude.
Please come out and talk to me.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Murder. Who was murdered? All of a sudden, I'm hearing someone talk for the first time.
I don't know, man. That's really creepy.
All right, guys, we're back here at Whispers Estate in Mitchell, Indiana. This is a house that they call the house with the whispering walls because of the reputation this place has had for decades of being haunted. Because there's been so much paranormal activity that's been captured here inside this house. I mean, it goes back through all the families that lived here. Not only did it have 2 families that were doctors that used this house as a doctor's office, but multiple residents passing away in here, as well as rumors of occult rituals and things that open portals on the upper floors. I mean, you name it, this house has those stories. And of course, just like any location, some of that is true and documented, some of it is legend, but all of it contributes to the paranormal activity that's been seen and heard to this day.
I mean, with all of the backed up claims of paranormal activity here, and actually the house, the owners of the house have 3 different binders here on this table of history that they have procured throughout the years, detailing the history and the haunts of this location. And we had some interesting stuff the last time we were here as well.
Oh, what was that? Dude.
I'm excited to see what happens tonight. The last time we were here, I didn't have the best time. I wasn't in the greatest mood. So hopefully some things come out and play tonight.
We do have a portal in the house, so you're not getting just the entities that have passed away in the house. You're getting multiple entities that come through the portal as well.
The first night that we stayed here, we had booked an investigation, and I was terrified, honestly, just by everything, the noises I heard. It was really difficult to leave the parlor, actually, that first time. But there was just something about this house, so we actually booked another investigation the next week and came back. It's just, I can't really explain it, but I just feel a draw to the house, and since then, I've just kept coming back, and I've had many experiences. I have been scratched, I've been touched, I've heard whispers. There's been times where I've just been sitting there talking to Sandra, and just for an example, there was a woman's voice, plain as day, just whatever.
It was owned by a doctor, so he's seen patients here as well. So we have a number, like Jesse's passed away here, then we had a little boy that's passed away here, and then we had Virgil that's passed away here. We've had a multiple amount of people that's passed away here, so.
Like we had mentioned, there's a lot of documented history and there's also a lot of legends about this house. One of those legends being here in the parlor. Now, one of the main families that has been known, or that was known for having lived and owned this house for a long period of time, was the Gibbons family, John and Jesse Gibbons, who did have one child through years of trouble of having children, but in the process they adopted many others. And as the story goes, there was a young girl who they adopted named Rachel.
Rachel, legend and lore, she came in 1912 to sneak a peek at Christmas in the front parlor. They said that she had bumped into a lit candle, causing her nightgown to catch fire. And they said that she was locked in the front parlor. She was taken back up to her bedroom to where she passed away 2 to 3 days later.
You can actually see the remnants of that fire right here on this door. You can see that charring on this door. Still to this day. And if that is from that fire in 1912, this could be the same fire that claimed the life of Rachel.
Absolutely.
They have seen an apparition of Rachel. She plays with her balls. She sets the dolls off. She runs. She giggles. She's played Ring Around the Rosie. You can hear her sing that song. So a lot of encounters with Rachel.
This is where things get interesting, because there's a lot of other legends about the Gibbons family, but this was a doctor's office as well, a doctor's practice, being that the house was owned by Dr. White and then passed on to the Gibbons family, and John Gibbons was a doctor as well. This would have been the office and surgical areas of the doctor's practice right back here on this first floor. So who knows what types of procedures were done in here? Who knows what types of ailments were treated in here? And who knows if there was anyone that passed away from those treatments inside this office. There's rumors of there being 4 unmarked graves in the backyard of this house. We've been told that story multiple times, that there are graves in the backyard of this house, only adding to the mystery and the possible reasons for paranormal activity inside this house.
Yeah, I would imagine that this area right here would have been the office, because you come in through this main door right here.
Oh yeah.
And I would imagine that would have been the surgical suite back in there. So, like you said, a lot of, there could have been a lot of unfortunate deaths that happened back here, because medicine was way different and not nearly as advanced as it is now.
Yeah. You're talking about, especially during the time of Dr. White, before Dr. Gibbons came in here, it really wasn't fully understood how germs work and how, proper medical cleaning practices took place. So it was a different time back then in the late 1800s and early 1900s, as far as good quality medical practice. And unfortunately, a lot of infections happened, and you never know what was going to happen as a result of surgeries. Even the most minor of surgeries could become fatal.
I've had things that have ran across the house. It's just rumbling the floor so hard, it shook the whole upper floor. It was almost like an earthquake going through the house. You never know with this house. It's almost like a roller coaster in here. I mean, you could get a child playing 1 minute and then it could reverse on you and the next minute, and it could be something scary and from another dimension. So it could just completely reverse on you. And that's the way this house rolls around here. So.
Oh, that's not creepy. Is that for sale?
It was here last time we were here as well, and I think we said the exact same thing.
Oh.
It is a very creepy painting, though. I mean, if that's something that has been painted portraying what someone has seen here, and if we see that tonight, Dave, I actually, for the first time, might run out of this place.
That would be terrifying.
If we see that, for the first time in the history of paranormal investigating in 16, nearly 20 years that I've been doing this, I'm gonna be out that door.
Bring back any memory, man?
Memories of sitting on that pew and almost falling over? Yeah. But before we talk about that, I do want to say you'll notice in this house that there is no sunlight coming in through the windows, and that's done intentionally. There is actual vinyl covering all of the windows, keeping all of the daylight from coming in. And there's an important point to that. We mentioned that on our last investigation, and people said, why in the world would you do that? Why in the world would you cover over all the windows so no daylight can come in? Well, it's an interesting and very actually important way to avoid contamination during a paranormal investigation. So it has nothing to do with trying to make it spooky or trying to make it creepier. Being that in current times this has been a paranormal destination for investigations, It keeps car headlights from coming in from the outside, casting weird shadows and having glares and lights coming in through the windows that you can mistake for apparitions or anomalies. And so having all of the windows covered over is actually really convenient to avoid visual contamination with light sources that we can't see that are outside of the house.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you that were wondering why Whispers Estate covers over the windows, now you know. And I remember sitting in this room back in 2021, and we had actually split up, Dave. You were alone back in Rachel's room, which we're going to walk to in just a second, and I was sitting on the pew with a tripod in the door here and an action cam on a tripod pointing back out into this hallway.
Right.
And as I was sitting there completely silent, I just remember saying, you can use our energy to make something happen. We're opening ourselves up to the spirits of this house. To use our energy to try and make things happen, to show us that you're here. And it was a long pause of silence. And in that moment, when I was listening so intently that I could have heard a mouse fart,
What?
oh, that battery pack just got pushed off that tripod. Oh, me. How the hell did that happen? Oh, me, dude. Oh, that scared the out of me, man. That just moved. That just got pushed off of that tripod. Oh my God. Oh, my heart just stopped. The battery pack that was powering our action camera fell from its place that it was sitting on the tripod. Just fell off of the tripod and onto the floor.
What?
Oh, that battery pack just got pushed off that tripod. Oh, that just...
Can you turn your camera?
It's on the floor. Look at it. That battery pack was set on that tripod, and it sat there the whole time we were up there. And there's no explanation for that. Nobody was moving. It was sitting on a flat surface.
Yeah.
And when it came off that tripod, my heart about fell out of my...
We all remember.
I may have used some rather coarse language. God, I screamed like a little...
Well, I mean, nobody was expecting that to happen because it doesn't happen with that rig that we have.
No, in my defense, it was loud.
It was very loud. I'm sure you'll hear it on the playback.
Part of the reason why it was so startling was because not only was I listening very intently, but some of the stories that Sandra had told us about things that have been seen and experienced in this part of the house was pretty unsettling.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were doing some table tipping here. I don't know if you're familiar with table tipping. The table was kind of dancing and levitating. So we were getting up with it and moving. And it had taken us out of the nursery into the hallway. And we got to about Rachel's room and we were concentrating on the table. And about that time, I looked up towards the servants' quarters, and at the end of it, there was like this human figure, goat-shaped head with ram-shaped horns going around. And it was about as tall as the doorway, and he was just standing there.
I've heard Rachel's voice. I've heard footsteps. I've sat in this church pew and had something shake it violently. I've had the bed frame move upstairs in the attic. There's been so many experiences that I've had here, and I don't want to say that I'm not afraid anymore, but I think I'm just more and more open to the experiences that the house brings. And since coming here, I've been to a few other locations, and I don't think anything is ever going to compare to this house.
Moving on to these other rooms up here, they're also said to have strange and unusual things happen because there are both documented and alleged deaths that took place in these rooms. The most famous of which, of course, is Rachel. As we talked about downstairs, the fire with the Christmas tree, the candle that supposedly gave this young girl severe burns. And she allegedly passed away in this room right here.
And also, I believe she had a younger brother who passed of pneumonia in this room as well.
Ennis, yeah.
Ennis.
Yeah, supposedly her twin brother, Ennis, also, met his end here in this room.
So a lot of death in this room right here.
Yes, which is why it's filled with probably the creepiest toys imaginable. The creepiest of which I would say is probably this thing right here. Whatever this thing is.
Definitely creepy.
Unfortunately, there was also another child by the name of Elizabeth that is said to be the only biological child of the Gibbons family that also passed away. And this supposedly sent Jesse Gibbons into a state of depression, as, any normal person would be if you lose multiple children. It affects you mentally. And she apparently was bedridden with depression in this room right next door. And it was supposedly this room right here where Jessie laid for weeks until she developed pneumonia and passed away.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential for a haunting here in this house, and as we've learned before, there is some sort of a haunting of some type going on here. Whether it's intelligent or residual, we're not really sure, but maybe we can try and find that out tonight.
The third floor, the attic, is my favorite, and that is where a lot of the more intense activity happens. So I don't believe that there is anything really good up there. I think it's all a little bit more on the negative side.
The thing I remember the most about us investigating up here was probably in this room right over here, which was known as the seance room. We were sitting down here in this little alcove running the spirit box and getting some really intelligent responses through that spirit box.
Did it say hi, Dave?
Sounded like it. And then we heard a loud thumping sound come from over here that we could not explain. It was so loud at the time it shook the floor and made us jump.
Oh, what was that? Dude.
Wait. Shh.
Did something just fall?
I don't know what it was.
That was loud. Oh, what was that? Oh, what was that? What the ever-loving was that?
I'm not 100% sure.
I felt that in my chest when the noise happened.
Yeah.
This area has, as I mentioned, stories of some sort of a vortex or a portal or something that allows spirits and entities to come in and out of the house. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Just like with any story, it could be just a fabrication. It could be something that is a figment of imagination.
Could be.
But that's why we document evidence and come in here and investigate to see if these claims are true. This room in here, though, is one of my favorite parts of Whisper's estate. And it's not just because there's mirrors in here. Welcome to the Oculus room. A room with mirrors on every wall, on all of the doors. Dave?
And it locks.
Oh my gosh.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Paranormal Quest is now just me, so subscribe.
He locked me in here.
What happened?
I thought I was abandoned. There's a lot of superstitions, a lot of people that believe mirrors are portals. And if you have a room entirely filled with mirrors, nothing but mirrors, this would be a very interesting place to try and make communication with someone or something.
Oh yeah. Maybe between the renovations and this Oculus room here and the seance room over there, they've invited some unsavory folks to reside up in here.
Could be. That could explain all the strange and unusual activity. That could explain all of the nightmares that people have in this area that they don't report in other parts of the house when they sleep. And all I know is that I'm interested in coming back up here later because this was one of the creepiest areas that we investigated 3 years ago.
I agree.
Well, let's go down to the last spot that we haven't walked through yet, and this is interesting because I don't know if we even had access to this last time we were here 3 years ago.
I don't think that we did.
We can go to the basement. I think I might stick Dave down there with the spiders later.
I don't know what that was. That was nerves coming. That was nerves coming to the surface there. But if you do that, when you go in that Oculus room, next time I'm not unlocking it. So don't leave me with those spiders. I don't know what that was.
The best noise ever.
Huh?
It was the best noise ever.
Like, gulp.
It was like the very pronounced horror cartoon, like Scooby-Doo gulp. Ooh. All right, let's pop this lock.
And drop it.
Pop lock and drop it down to the basement. Definitely have to spend some time down here later and see exactly what we can capture. As far as claims of activity, we've heard nothing about this basement, but that's almost a good thing because we're unbiased. We don't have any preconceived notion of what we may encounter down here.
Right. Yeah, it's hard to tell what they could have used this basement for. Could have been creepy things, could have been absolutely nothing and just storage. But I've never heard of any claims coming from down here, and like you said, that's a blank slate, an open canvas for us to see what we can get tonight.
What do you think? Are you ready to go lights out? To get the equipment set up? And to see exactly what we can capture on our paranormal investigation, our second paranormal investigation of Whispers Estate?
I'm ready to get out of this basement, get away from these spiders, and see what our second abandonment here at Whispers Estate holds. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's get these cameras set up. Let's start this night off right. All right, so we are getting ready to leave for abandonment. We are going to go sit outside and leave 3 cameras in here for about 45 minutes or so and see what they pick up when no one is inside Whispers Estate. So we'll see if there's any crazy activity, anything that shows itself while we are outside. We're going to leave cameras alone inside one of the most haunted houses in Indiana. You ready?
I'm more than ready. I'm excited for this one to see what we get. And, yeah. You ready?
I'm ready. We have a camera right here in the parlor, which is, of course, where Rachel had that horrible accident. Right here where the Christmas tree was, the char marks are still on that door where that horrific event took place. Up on the second floor, we have a camera that is pointing down the hallway towards the servants' quarters and into Rachel's room. There are 2 motion sensors on that floor. Each will play a different sound. One of the more chime tones, that's down in the servants' quarters. The more musical tone is in Rachel's room. Up on the 3rd floor, we have another camera. We have it pointed from the nightmare room back across the stairwell into the seance room. And there is the paranormal tripwire, the music box, the EDI plus meter. So if something moves up there, it should set off that equipment.
Oh yeah.
And as a last touch before we leave, we have a motion sensor right here, our musical motion sensor, which is going to play music. It plays piano music. So we're going to put it right here on the piano, and Rachel, or anyone that's here in the parlor, if you want to play music, just come up to the piano and you should get this thing to play the piano for you.
Absolutely.
And we'd love to hear your beautiful song that you play for us. So just walk up to the piano once we're gone, and it'll play that music.
Of course.
Yeah. Let's hit the road. You ready?
I'm ready. Guys, let's get this abandonment underway. I'm not going to do the relieving tonight because my throat is really on fire. I will promise I'll do it in the next episode. And you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Let's go. For all the cameras, we're leaving. We're going to go sit outside. There's the music.
You want your drink?
Yes. Thank you. And we are...
We're out here. What?
Get in the car.
No. Ow, you can't tell me what to do.
Can you hold this for a second?
No.
I need both my hands to shut the door. Okay. And we're officially in.
Here we are.
Let's sit in here for about 45 minutes. See what our cameras and equipment capture.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
We're back.
All right, so we're on the second floor here. This is probably one of the more active places. I mean, it was pretty quiet to start with, and then that one big blast of energy happened last time we were here, but this is an area that shadows are seen. They say they have experiences with darker entities on this second floor, and Dave's going to be watching Seer to see what comes through. Ghost Tube Seer back for the first time.
That's right.
In months, so he's going to be using the Ghost Tube lens to view the Seer, and then from there, whatever magnetic readings come through, words are generated, and then that will generate a picture, an image. So
Yeah, we didn't have the seer the last time we were here, so I'm interested to see what comes through, if anything.
Yeah, me too. Let's get this started. Let's go in here and get you set up.
Let's do it. Okay, that's rolling.
Yes.
I'll put the lens right over here. Oh, am I good if I sit right here?
Yes.
Okay. Whoa. What the heck?
Something's coming towards us. Hello? Can you walk closer to me? Okay, we have 3 nodes lighting up now. Can you come this way?
You like those bright lights on there?
Rachel, is that you? Rachel, if that's you, can you walk one way or the other way down the hallway so we know that it's you?
Come on down this way.
What if I turn my back to you again? Okay. Let's get this set up and we'll see if anything changes. It's down to just 1 node now.
That's so weird. I'm gonna reposition my mic.
And it's gone.
Really?
Yeah, it just stopped.
Well, Rachel, if that was you, or Ennis, we brought all of these fun, bright little toys up here for you, so don't be afraid of them.
Okay. I'm going to place that right there for a second.
Okay.
Let me see the goggles here.
I can't remember, did I do that under hat or over hat?
I think you did it under hat.
Okay.
And try and face towards this direction a little bit with your body, if you can. Yeah, like that. And don't forget to record.
Oh.
I'm gonna go in this room over here.
Okay.
Check this action camera.
You want me to go ahead and start rolling?
Yeah, go ahead, because we got 2 bars of battery left on this action cam.
Okay. All right. We already have an image of a woman with her hand on her chin. Actually, it kind of looks like a little girl, to be honest.
Really?
Pondering. Yes,
Like how young?
Maybe like 8 to 12?
Rachel, is that you? If that's you, Rachel, can you touch one of these lights? Or get close to this candle right here. And this candle should... You can blow the candle out.
Thank you for coming through and showing an image of yourself, if that was you. Do you remember us from the last time we were here?
Are you back by the stairs? There's a box on the railing. You can push that off, and down the stairs you might see it has numbers on it. We know you like to push stuff over. And just like last time, you can use our energy to make something happen. And what's weird is the tripwire is completely, and I mean completely, normal. Like normal readings.
Really?
Yep.
Weird.
My name is Ryan, and this is Dave over there on the bench. We're friends, and we come here to listen, for you to tell your story.
Generating. We've got a man dressed up in a suit with... It looks like something wrong with his mouth and a hand, like, helping the mouth.
A hand helping his mouth?
Yeah.
Is someone keeping you from speaking? Is it an old man or a young man?
Like middle-aged.
Mr. Gibbons. Ooh. It's back.
The tripwire?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that could have been medical, now that you bring up Mr. Gibbons.
Are you standing right here in front of me? If you are, go down to Dave in the servants' quarters down there. By the stairs. By the back stairwell. And go ahead and try and show him an image by getting close to him. Okay, it's gone again.
Come on down here in this room with me. Can you touch one of the toys that I have in here? There's one on the table, one on the banister.
Back, it's just these two nodes. Do you think there's some sort of electrical source underneath of the floor that is not constant, that is like coming and going?
I mean, it's definitely possible.
I don't know what type of electricity would do that, though. Just to be sure, I'm going to pull this down further. It's me. Okay. It's all the way down through the door now. Okay. We're good.
Okay.
Just to be safe in case there is any sort of electrical interference going on with that tripwire, I did pull it down further because it's just that one spot. So, we'll know if it's actually someone interacting with it or whether it was something naturally occurring Also Rachel, or Ennis, or Elizabeth. There's all these toys in here, and you're welcome to move these toys. You can knock those balls off the bed if you want. Or touch the red light on the end of the bed. Last time we were here, someone really scared me. Ooh, candle went off.
Oh, nice.
Thank you. Ooh, and I kind of got a bit of a chill in here. Could have just been my body's reaction to the candle going off, but
Don't be afraid, guys. Come on out and talk to us if you're here. We're not going to hurt you.
are you in this room?
Generating. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4 children. Looks like 3 girls, 1 boy. They all have black eyes. It's a black and white photo.
Ooh. How many boys and girls?
It looks like 3 girls, 1 boy. From what I can tell.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check the records downstairs because I literally think that from what the records were of like children that were in the Gibbons' care, that it was 3 girls and 1 boy. Ennis was the only boy from what I understand.
Really?
Yes.
Ooh.
And then you have Elizabeth and then I think there was an Anna maybe. I have to check the book, and then of course Rachel.
Right. Well, if that was you kids, thank you for showing yourself to us. Is there any chance that you would be willing to come here in our space and touch one of these devices, these toys that we have set up with the bright lights?
It's just a tad bit creepy that they have black eyes.
Yeah. Did you blow that candle out in there because you're afraid of fire? You're afraid of candles?
Whoever's up here, can you go to Dave and try and show him a picture of what you really look like? There's some people that say that they've had terrible nightmares here, that they think were influenced by something dark.
Generating.
Ooh.
Kind of looks like a sheet or a towel or something hanging from a hanger.
A sheet or a towel hanging from a hanger. I'm gonna go into the master bedroom. And Jesse, if you're in here, there's there's this box on the chair. It's a music box. If you walk in front of it, that's what it'll do. Can you walk in front of that?
Generating. It is the face of a girl with black hair. She's smiling.
Is it close up?
It is.
Young girl again?
I would say so, yeah.
Is that you, Rachel? Walking back through? Interesting that we have gotten a lot of children up here.
Yeah.
That's
Nope.
like the third image of a child. One of them being multiple children.
Yeah, that picture of all the kids was very creepy.
We heard that, unfortunately, the Gibbons had a hard time creating their family. And we're so sorry to hear that. I know that there's stories that you adopted children to give them a home, and that's very noble. We also heard you lost a few of them, and we're so sorry about that.
Generating. Again, children.
Are you serious?
Yeah. This time, you can't tell a gender, but there's probably like a 7 to 10-year-old looking kid and then an even younger kid. But they're just black shadows standing in a doorway.
What doorway are you standing in?
Looks like the littlest kid is waving.
Hello? Can you see me waving back at you? If you can see me, can you touch one of these lights?
I can't believe it's all been kids coming through here.
I know. Very relevant to the history.
Yes. Kids, if you're here and you're listening to us, you don't have to be afraid. You can come out and interact with us. If your spirit is still here in this house. Last time we were here, somebody was a little mischievous and pushed off one of our battery packs. Feel free to push over any of our stuff if you want. That helps us know you're here. Generating. We've got another female, I believe, with piercing green eyes, dark hair, and kind of like scratches, dark lines or scratches on her face. I can't quite tell the age of this one.
Does it seem more adult?
No, I would say more younger. I just heard like a...
I thought I heard that too. I wasn't sure if it was you in there though.
No.
Does it seem more adult?
No, I would say more younger. I just heard
I'm gonna do a burst EVP in here, but feel free to call out anything that comes through.
Okay, that's so weird because I was just about to ask if you wanted to do one.
All right. Rolling EVP. This is in the room. Rachel's room at Whispers Estate, placing on the chair. and walking away. We are stationary and we are set. Who are the children that are showing themselves to Dave? What is your name? Can you tell that box that's sitting on the chair by the candle that you blew out?
Meter just blipped.
Ooh. Meter. What's your name? You can get closer to that thing, and it'll make more of those lights turn on. Was that you moving?
I didn't move.
Did that come down by you?
It was.
That's weird. Ooh. Thank you. Ooh. I have chills. Like, it is so cold over here, dude.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. Thank you, kids. We brought these toys for you. Keep playing with them.
Thank you. Is this one of the kids or is this Mrs. Gibbons? Mrs. Gibbons, if that's you, can you step in front of the music one more time for me?
Generating.
Okay. Ooh, it just went again. Thank you, Mrs. Gibbons. I'm going to stop on this recorder here. What do you have on the image?
It doesn't make sense. I'm
Okay.
not sure.
But can you tell what it is?
No.
Oh.
Mrs. Gibbons, if that was you making that music play, we're gonna listen back to our recorder here in a second for your voice, but if that was you making that music play, could you come down here and make that light go off again like you did? It's right over here to my right on this table. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was like a blast, and what's weird is that coldness that I felt when I walked and stepped over here is gone now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Rolling EVP, this is in the room. Rachel's room at Whisper's Estate, placing on the chair. And walking away. We are stationary and we are set. Who are the children that are showing themselves today? What is your name? Can you tell that box that's sitting on the chair by the candle that you blew out? Ooh. Millimeter. What's your name?
Generating. Oh, no way. Another kid looking into a doorway with a very mysterious looking, I'm going to say lady, because she's wearing a dress. Interesting.
Mrs. Gibbons, is that you because you're reunited with your children?
Who
Ooh, music box is going off again.
Whew. Somebody is in this room here.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for whoever's setting that off. I'm running out of battery on this. I may have to run downstairs for a second and grab a new battery for this.
Okay.
I'm gonna pass in front of this music to put the camera down.
Is the action still on?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna walk in front of it again. Feel free to keep doing that.
Ryan's going downstairs to get a new battery. You might not even know what a battery is, but... Can I hear you laugh? Can you laugh out loud for me?
Oh, you're still setting the music off, huh?
Just as you came in.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm back.
It didn't do it the whole time you were gone.
Thank you. Is it okay if I come in and switch the battery on that camera?
Mrs. Gibson or any of the children, if you can hear me, which I think you can you come down into this room with me and one of you touch that device over there on the table to my right? I'd like to hear that make a noise, if you could do that for me.
Okay, I'm back. Got the camera rolling again.
Okay.
Can you step away from this music for me so that it'll stop playing? I know you like it, but we need to use it more sparingly so we know when it's you and when it's not. Thank you. I'm going to walk away from it here. And you can follow me, please. It's still going off in there.
What?
I said it's still going off in there. It had been set up there for like 20 minutes before it even went off.
Yeah. Just like every time, guys, everything has brand new batteries.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to move this just so you can show me that it's you. How about that? I'm going to put it here on the chair and point it this way. Just like that. See? Try the other chair, and if you can make that go off again, we'll know that it's you.
Did the candle ever come back on?
Oh, shoot, it is back on now. It was literally off when I was in there 1 second ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and now it's back on. The action cam definitely caught it. Because it's in the action cam's frame.
Good. We also left one of our toys upstairs with a bright red light if you want to go touch that one. It's up in the attic. Generating. Kind of looks like shadows of people, but not exactly. Mrs. Gibson?
Gibbons.
Mrs. Sorry about that, Mrs. Gibbons. I misspoke your name. But could you go back into that room and make that music start playing again like you were? Or one of the children, please? You're not in trouble for doing it. Ryan just wanted to move it.
Just so we could be sure that it wasn't something wrong with where the music box was set up that was making it go off. If you can set it off now, that'll show us that it's actually you doing it. Are you serious? It just went off.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
If that was one of the kids, or Mrs. Gibson,
Gibbons.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Gibbons. I really am. Thank you for making that go off. Whoever's doing that, we appreciate it so much. It's very, very helpful for what we're here doing.
That was phenomenal.
There's a bright red light in what they call Rachel's room. Can you help us out by going and touching that bright red light too? It also makes music. That's too cool.
I'm telling you. Because of our luck and how that usually goes, I was expecting that to not go off again.
Right.
I was expecting it to be silent the rest of the time. But thank you so much to whoever that was. You proved me wrong.
You want to do another quick burst EVP?
Yeah, maybe do it in this room. Where the music box is?
Sure.
Rolling EVP again, Whispers Estate, this time in the master bedroom, placing on chair. Stepping away. Now, right where I had the music box set up before, I just put a cool little box that'll capture your voice if you get close to it and try and speak as loudly as you can. We'd love to tell you hello. Can you say hello to us? What's your name? My name's Ryan, and that's Dave down there. It's me moving. Thank you. Do you like the music? What do you see right now? What is it that you can see wherever you are? And ending. Thank you.
Generating. We've got an older female who looks very distraught. She's putting her left hand up on her cheek. She overall just looks very sad.
Jesse, is that you, Mrs. Gibbons? We know you were a very sad lady who had a lot of struggles. I'm coming in here to listen because I left that camera in with the music box because I did not want to miss it again.
Okay.
Rolling EVP again, whispers of state, this time in the master bedroom, placing on a chair. Stepping away. Now, wherever I had the music box set up before, I just put a cool little box that'll capture your voice if you get close to it and try and speak as loudly as you can.
Epoch said no.
We'd love to tell you hello. Can you say hello to us?
Nothing on EVP. Can you show Dave one more image that'll help us know that you're there? Whatever you want to show us, whatever was important to you, that's what we want to know about. Oh, music box again. Thank you. You can leave this bedroom and go down and see Dave. Did you know that this is... I mean, I'm sure you feel safe in here, but... you don't have to stay in here. Can you please step back away from the music so we know that it's you? That'll be a good way for us to know that you're the one setting it off. If you just step over here by me. And make sure it stops for at least 15 seconds, okay? Is that a deal? Just step over here by me and make the music stop for at least 15 seconds. There's nothing over there. Is that what was important to you, was music?
I just got an image of a horse
A horse.
in prison.
A horse in prison?
Yes.
What the hell? I think that might be a new first. I've never actually heard of a horse in prison being an image coming through. Here, why don't you walk with me? If this is Mrs. Gibbons, just walk with me down the hall for a second. Let's take a stroll together. Let's take a walk. Can you come down this way? Ma'am?
Whoever's making the music go off like that, we thank you, but could we ask you to come down here? Come on.
Maybe this is Rachel. Rachel, if you're the one setting the music off, can you come this direction and make the music stop playing? And it stopped.
Come on down this way.
Thank you, Rachel.
Incredible.
That's interesting. So it wasn't Mrs. Gibbons, it was Rachel.
I'm going to go ahead and stop and see her.
Okay. I want to see some of these images, but first...
I know, the horse in prison.
I know, that's the most important one I want to see. I think out of all the images that came through, the one I want to see the most is the horse in prison. The image of the kids, it looks like the one little girl is the same little girl on the right, but like a separate picture, and then it looks like a boy and a girl with her.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting. Let me look in this book here, because it talks about Rachel, Ennis, Elizabeth, and Helen. So I was right, it is 4 kids. Like I said, it looks like these are all the one on the right and the one on the far left look like the same kid. Yeah, there were multiple kids that... But how many of them passed away? So let's see. Fire in the parlor. Rachel passed away several days later. In the second upstairs bedroom. Local legend states that this is the year that Rachel's twin brother, Ennis, passed away in the same room as his sister from pneumonia. Another undocumented adoption, Elizabeth, is thought to be the middle name, not the first name, of a headstone next to Jesse's headstone. So yeah, you for sure, as far as like children that passed away, you for sure had a Rachel and an Ennis. And then you had another little girl named with the middle name Elizabeth, that is buried next to her.
So 3.
So that would be 3. And then you have Helen, who was the only documented adoption. And I think she was the one that inherited the house, I want to say. Yeah.
When did she pass? Like, well, later in life, or?
Yeah, because she got married, I guess. Because in 1937, she was Helen Gibbons kinder or kinder, so she got married. So Helen grew up.
Interesting. So 3 known children to have passed.
2 girls and a boy.
2 girls and a boy, and exactly what we got in that image.
Right,
there.
exactly what we got here is... And what if that's supposedly... I mean, this is reaching, of course, but like... What if this is Rachel? So you got Rachel,
Ennis,
and then the girl with the name Elizabeth.
I don't know, man. That's really weird. That's really creepy. All right, Ryan, we've got everything set up here on the first floor.
We do, yeah. We have 2 static cams, one back here in the doctor's area, and then one out there in the parlor where it said the fire occurred in 1912, so we'll see what happens. I mean, they had a lot of patients treated here by first Dr. White and then by Dr. Gibbons, or as Dave would say, Dr. Gibson. And there's a lot of antique medical equipment in these cases over here. So it's hard to tell what type of energy, what type of possible spirits, or what type of paranormal activity could remain here in this office.
It's hard to tell.
So we're going to do a spirit box session here in just a second, but let's walk around and take a look at some of this stuff, because some of this stuff is pretty creepy. Some ointment.
Everybody loves that word.
Ointment.
Moist ointment.
Is that what it says? Moist ointment?
Sure.
That says boric acid ointment. Where'd you get moist?
I don't know.
Some scalpels and hypodermic needles and all sorts of things in here. Medical Health Encyclopedia. Dr. George White or Dr. Gibson, if you're here with us, we'd really like to talk to you. If you see some of these lights that are hanging out, feel free to come out and touch them to show us you're here. Just like this one, I'll show you. If you walk up to it and see how that worked? We think you can do that too. At least we've had occurrences like that in the past.
We know you find instruments interesting, so at least medical instruments. These are our instruments if you want to come and try them. Either of the doctors are here, come out and talk to us. Can you hear us talking to you?
Seems like Rachel's probably upstairs, at least from what we were experiencing. That was so weird with that music box whenever I said, if that's you, Rachel, step away, because I was assuming it was Mrs. Gibson. And it just kept going and going and going and going. And I said, if that's you, Rachel, step away. And then it stopped.
Yeah, that was... Even if nothing else happens the rest of the night, that was worth it.
That was so cool. Got our mess of equipment over here.
Yeah, pay no mind.
The candle is off. Someone shut it off shortly after Dave set it up before we started rolling on the cameras. If you get close to this candle, it'll turn on, although I just thought maybe a candle right next to where the fire happened.
Yeah.
It's good. Interesting placement, Dave. Interesting placement.
Probably not my best idea, but someone turned it off.
Yeah. And that is actually triggered by EMF, so you probably saw that upstairs going off and on. There's an EMF detector that triggers that candle to change settings, so it'll turn off and it'll turn on when it's exposed to a certain level of EMF. We keep it on the lowest setting, which means it is the setting that requires the highest amount of EMF to actually turn that on and off.
Yes.
Rachel. Ennis. Elizabeth. Did any of the kids follow us downstairs? Any of this stuff that's hanging out here, you can touch it, or you can make it light up, or the lights will turn on. It'll play kind of a really weird sound will happen, but it's not scary. We don't want you to be afraid of it. You can push this stuff on the floor too.
Yeah, none of it'll hurt you. As you saw upstairs, it will not hurt you. So please come out and chat with us if you'd like.
I have this box right here that we think you can put your voice on. So if you do, come right through this box and try and tell us your name. Get as close as you can and see if you can put your voice or make your voice come through this box. It's like a man saying good luck. That was kind of sound like a man said good luck.
I heard a man there, yeah.
Who was the man that we heard talking? Is that someone here that wants to talk? Dr. Gibson, Dr. White.
Gibbons.
See what you did to me? Why do you do this to me, Dave? I didn't think of Gibson once until you said Gibson twice upstairs. Dr. Gibbons, Dr. White, are you here?
Is this where we can find a doctor if we need one?
There was a voice that came through there right as you were talking. I think it said hello. Who is that? Is this the operating room? Is this the surgical suite right here? Same voice. You think this was the operating room? You think it was just a bathroom?
I'd say it was a bathroom. I'd say this was the operating room.
No one's speaking. It doesn't sound like anyone's coming through very loudly. Can you come through and say hello?
If neither of the doctors are here, have any of the children followed us down here?
I bet you I know one thing for sure, and that is the children probably were not allowed in the doctor's office.
Probably not.
try an experiment and step into the parlor and see if suddenly we maybe start getting some kids' voices.
Yeah.
Rachel, Ennis. That's me. If you're upstairs, you can come down. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
What did you think it said?
The F.
That's what I thought it said. I thought it was like, the f***. Who's cursing? Who's using such... Candles back on.
Wow.
Who's using such strong language? Okay, well, all of a sudden I'm hearing someone talk for the first time.
Who is this? Candles off.
Candles off again. Who's over by the candle? You can step over here and talk to us. That was so clear. How many times has it swept through and had nothing come through?
Yeah.
Are you ready to talk now, sir? Well, we're going to walk over to the basement. And you can follow us if you want. Struggling a bit. Here we come. Do you like having all of these boards throughout the house? Do you like seeing that?
You going up there?
Probably not. I'm trying to sweep and see just how much spider webs I can see, and just from here I can see spider webs crisscrossing all the way across here from the ceiling to the floor. And we all know my luck. We all know my luck with going into places that have spiders. I'm the one that always comes out with spider bites. Like when we were in Iowa and I got bitten 6 times on the arm by some spider or some nest of spiders and almost had to go to the hospital.
You go looking for trouble. It finds you and then bites you. Don't ever waste your resources on finding spiders. It always ends badly. Always.
You can push that ball off of there. Someone wants to... Did we pull that door shut behind us?
I did, yeah.
It's cracked open now.
Yeah, that's as far as it would go.
Oh, okay. The hasp is holding it open. If there's someone up there, you can push that door open for us so we know that you're here. Just push it open.
Wow.
What?
It almost jumped on me.
Where?
Right above that mirror.
It almost jumped on you.
It's tweaking.
It's tweaking at me. It's definitely a lively critter. That's for sure. It seems like the first floor and this floor are surprisingly quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna shut the spirit box off because we're not getting anything.
I know, it's very weird.
Time to do some scrying.
Walks over there like there isn't an abomination about to jump on him off of that wall.
It's gone. It's not even up there anymore. Where it went, oh, it's right up there. I see it now. On the ledge. I'm gonna stare into this mirror and see if anything appears. Can you show yourself in this mirror over my shoulder? What do you think? You want to head upstairs and go to the third floor? Which is where we had a lot of activity last time. It was where the most activity, I think, really was besides the second floor. And it'd be a good time to go up there because we can test that theory. Remember how we always used to say that we're unsure whether or not the witching hour, 3 a.m., has more or less activity, and we believe that there's less activity?
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of stuff happen up there last time. And we started there. That was where we investigated first. Well, now we saved it for last. And we'll see if there's more or less activity at 3 a.m. All right, so we're officially upstairs. This is kind of like we're splitting up slightly. I'm over here in the seance room where people constantly feel presences, where they say the vortex is. up here on this 3rd floor, and Dave has isolated himself in the Oculus room. And I am gonna go and play a little prank on him here.
Okay. Rolling there. Rolling here. 3, 2, 1.
Harmonic.
Sync pop.
It's me.
Okay.
I just wanted to ask you, are you comfortable in there?
Yeah.
Good, I hope so. Because I just locked you in.
Ah, boy.
Dave is officially locked in.
Payback will get you, I guess.
That's for sure. Now he can only get out when I want him to get out. That was me?
Alright, guys, so I am literally trapped in the Oculus room here at Whispers Estate. It's our last session of the night. We're going to see if we can get anything to happen in here. I'm locked in here with a tripwire and a REM pod. And I did notice when I first walked in here, one of the nodes on the tripwire had lit up. So, got a GoPro on the ground down there, hopefully, to catch when that happens. So,
Okay. If there's anyone here with me, my friend Dave and I are here to talk. There's a lot of ways you can do that. Dave is in the room with the mirrors, and I'm out here alone, sitting with a Ouija board, with a box that I believe you can use to speak.
it is very disorienting in here.
That a lot of people believe that you might be able to manipulate to speak.
So, anybody here in this Oculus room with me? Is this room used as like a portal?
If you need to use that and speak a few words to try and get used to using it, feel free to do that. Just talk as much as you need until you're comfortable to say words that will answer me.
And I'd love it if you could come through and try to talk to me somehow. You can light up these lights for yes. You can also touch that. That'll light up for yes. And please come out and talk to me.
Could beckon object.
Would you be comfortable with doing that?
Can you move stuff? Can you move things for us? Knock stuff over? No. Epoch Box said no. There's a lot of people out there that think these boards right here are dangerous. Are these boards dangerous? No. Very strong no from the Epoch Box.
If you can, please come through and let me know that you're here. Do you use this room to travel back and forth different dimensions? Is that what you can use this room for?
Or do you like people using the board to talk to you? I don't use them, just because I don't trust them. You see, my thing is, I like to prove to people.
President's heart.
The thing is, I like to prove to people that what's coming through... Ooh, very strong no again. I like to prove to people that the ways that I'm talking to you cannot be manipulated by me. Do you like that red and green light device? I bet it's pretty freaky inside that Oculus room for Dave, knowing that he can't get out.
It's very strange being in here. It makes me very sleepy and very uncomfortable. I'm not a fan of mirrors to begin with. So to be trapped in a room with like It's hard to even tell how many mirrors are in here. 60 or 70 different mirrors, maybe. Is very strange, especially when you don't like mirrors. Yeah, it makes it all the more creepy.
What is it that people say about this up here?
Remember, if you can, try to touch these purple lights that are on the ground, or this red light that's right here to my left, to answer any questions for yes. Do you remember me and Ryan from the last time we were here?
Bed. Oh, Ed. Thought it said bed. It said Ed. Who's Ed? Is there someone named Ed here? Child. Ed Child.
Monachi factories.
Monachi factories.
Supply.
It was about 3 years ago, in our regular time that you remember. I don't know how time transmits or passes by in the spirit world, but is it the same? Does time go by the same?
What is it that people see here? Can you answer that question? The next word that comes through there, can that answer the question? What do people see and hear in this house?
I'm hoping the afterlife is a bit like it is in Beetlejuice, which I'm sure you have no idea what that is, but
Yeah, the thing about the Ovilus is that you get a lot of random words coming through, and I'm not saying that sometimes there isn't something that comes through that's pretty interesting, but you get stuff like Monachi and factory and
Murder.
who was murdered.
guys, the more that I sit here, the more and more I'm able to just like see all of these different, I don't even know, prisms, different angles, different directions. And it just goes on and on and on and on. It kind of looks like, with all the red lights and the blinking, I kind of feel like I'm on a runway, an airport runway.
Who was the victim of that crime? Can you tell me that?
Plain. Quick.
Maybe this is what it's like when we pass away. I don't know. All of these different channels and different sectors, different avenues that can be taken. I would imagine that you really, really enjoyed this house when you lived here. If your spirit is still here, roaming around, communicating with people.
Carry. Pinky.
Beast carry Pinky.
Follow. House. Tina.
But something awful happened
You're not making any sense.
down in the parlor room.
If that is you using that to talk. Might not be. It might just be random words coming through. Probably it's just random words coming through.
Can you go over to Ryan over there and tell him the word fire?
It's fascinating that it seems like there's nothing going on right now. Are you getting anything in there, Dave?
Other than Sweat running down my back, no.
Is it getting warm in there?
It's pretty toasty.
Well, when you're ready to come out, you just let me know. Sweating you out. Brings a literal definition to sweating you out.
Mm-hmm. Sweating with the ghosties, R.I.P. Richard Simmons.
There he is.
It's very bizarre to sit in here.
It is, isn't it?
Because the longer you sit here, the more... Oh my god, that air feels amazing. The more that you see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just kind of see yourself, and it's funny because when I was sitting in here last time, you can see every light when you look. You can see, especially like the light sources, like the camera or the REM pod or the tripwire. Every light source goes on and on and on and on and on and on forever.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It feels like I'm on an airplane runway or something.
It being about an hour before the sun's gonna start rising here over Whispers Estate. We're probably gonna pack this stuff up, hit the road, and head on because we got another investigation coming up here in about 24 hours.
That's right.
Little over 24 hours. We're gonna be in another location investigating. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be an interesting adventure, so make sure you guys, if you watched all the way to the end of this video, make sure you smash that like button. We wanna try and get this episode up to 7,000 thumbs up.
Do it. It's easy and free.
And leave us a comment down below telling us everything you thought about this episode. Any opinion that pops into your head, put it in the comments below. We're trying to get this video over 3,000 comments. Do our best and see if we can get there. We appreciate you guys, and if you watched all the way to the end of the video here, make sure you leave a comment down below that says, I didn't know there was going to be so many versions of Dave in this video. The tripwire just went off.
Oh. It's literally the first time it's gone on. So
there you go. It was excited to see all those versions of Dave too.
that's right.
We'll see you guys next time on the next adventure, on the next episode of our paranormal quest.
Bye.
Bye!